Hey there, boys, girls, and squirrels. My name is Modstab, and welcome back to Minecraft. I am joined today by my wife.
Hello.
Not that you can see her. I'm joined today by my dog as well. What a dog. What a dog.
I'll take care of her.
Oh, yeah. Anyways, what a dog. So my wife just kind of wanted to poke in and kind of see what was going on with the build. Now, as you guys can tell, there's a lot of things that changed, okay? And the rule of one, okay? The rule of one. So what happened was I had, I'd loaded the game in the wrong version and it corrupted the save file. And so literally everything that was placed got deleted. So I had to start all the way over. So all this stuff was done off camera, but what it did allow me to do is kind of play around with some of the arrangements and the blocks and the structures and make things a little nicer. Now I just have torches here for the time being because I don't want to get too much into the detailing. What I want to do is get the main structure of the building taken care of. And so where that's going to come into play is I'm going to be able to get the structure set up properly before I do anything. But what I do want to do real quick is walk you through the changes. Everything's pretty much the same on the front. I did lower everything by 1 block just because it makes sense. I don't need it to be quite as high up. And then we come in here and I'll probably rearrange this ever so slightly. But I thought this like mossy stone block lends itself so much better to what we're going for as a theme than the cobblestone did. And then you have this stone block kind of surrounding all the trees and stuff. And what I think I'll do is I'll inlay and just randomly put like some regular stone blocks here and there and the otherwise. And then we have the door. Now I know this isn't perfect because you can't build big doors in Minecraft, but the building I am basing this off of has a larger door that looks identical to this, except it's rounded like such. I figured it was just a small little accent. And windows, I think we made the windows slightly different so they're a touch taller. They'll fit the build a little bit better as well. And then we went to in stone rather than, I think, what was it? It was, what was it? Was it oak logs? I don't remember. Spruce, maybe? No, it wasn't spruce. It was, I don't remember. It was another tree, but it was a stripped log. Birch, there. That might have been it. Stripped birch. But I like this in stone so much better. It's a lot more regal looking. It just looks so much nicer. And then, this is the frustrating part, guys. All of this, every single chair, every light, every little building over here, every carpet, every block was gone. And so I had to start completely over, thus bringing me back to where we are today. Oh, it's going to be a great day. However, what I did want to do is I really, really want to get the basic shape of the outside of the building taken care of. And then we can work on making everything inside pretty once we get the exterior taken care of. That's the important part. So what I did was I started kind of measuring things, and I realized, wait a minute, I'm caught back up to where I was, so I can do the rest on camera. Oh, this is so frustrating, but it's so good because I love this game and it's so relaxing. So anyways, we're gonna get this thing on the show on the road, I guess, so to speak, but we need 6 windows on each side of the door. We currently have 3, and I already have the measurements taken care of, and I'm kind of just doing things as is, but we have 4 in between, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we come down. That's right. That's right. And we're gonna, whoops. The most frustrating thing about starting over is dealing with those crappy, what am I doing here? Dealing with those crappy, stinking, all the shrubs and all the bushes. It's so frustrating. And then we have, oh no, that's why, because I needed 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have, yeah, then we got 5, so we need 1, that's 2, 3, 4, and 5. And that should be perfect. And what I'm going to do is kind of get this structure taken care of. And we'll kind of outline what we do here. So we go 5 open, 5 open, and then 5 open. And let's get this guy raised up just a smidge here. That way we can get it taken care of. And then we actually, from here, we do just like that. And then we're going to do 3 open, and we do that for a couple levels here. Let's get back up here. And then what you do is right once you get to this section, just 1. That's right, just like that. And just like on the last build, I did use, that's right, That is absolutely correct. Blue stained glass, because it just fits. The white is a little bit abrasive. The blue is a lot more subtle. It just lends itself better to the complementing the color scheme that's going on already. So no apologies there. All right. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to jump cut when we get all this stuff taken care of, and then I will walk you through what the next plan is after that. And we are back. So we got 6 windows on each side, which is perfect. This building, every time I look at it, keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. But I do think we have just... Oh, I forgot to cover the windows. I forgot to fill in a window, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm going to let the cold in, but I'm going to solve it. Anyways, so while I was filling, I was kind of looking at the said picture for inspiration to kind of figure out where I need to go to next. And I realized at the actual... Why you do this? At the actual corner junction of the building, there's actually a giant pillar that comes up. And it's a giant square pillar, so it's not a complex shape. Actually, I would say... Some might say it's the perfect shape for Minecraft. But we need to get that taken care of and raise that to the same level as this here. So I did math it out, and it comes out to be 11 total, 5 on each side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we have to go 11 deep. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then it will be a beautiful square. And what that's going to be in charge of is being the cornerstone. But you get it, because corner and stones. Anyways, it is the corner of our building. And I think it's going to look cool. I like how it's going to add some depth to the actual structure, so it's not like a monotone and flat structure. Now, one thing I do want to have you guys keep in mind as we continue is I'm not planning on leaving this entirely flat. I do plan on adding some depth, but I want to get the base structure and the base shape taken care of first, because I think that's going to be a little bit more important. And I did ever so slightly expand the depth of that portion there so that it's nice and beautiful. Let's see how much extra size. It leaves us with some decent space here to create some extra rooms. I think we can work with this. Yeah, I think we can work with that, because we're going to be coming straight down from here. I just got to figure out how far down, because essentially what happens is you have the main wall comes down here. Just kind of help put it in perspective of what I'm thinking. So you follow that path straight down here, and it actually goes further than this. So it goes, get both dark and rain happening at the same time. I don't need this in my life. So it comes down here, and then the actual building itself comes over and then back up and then cuts back in. And on this back side over here, we actually have a second, it lines up with the second story from what I can tell from pictures. And it's kind of got like a little pool area out here. So I'm not entirely sure how that works or how we want to do that. Maybe we'll keep it lower, keep it on the same level here, because we could just add exits at the end of this hallway out and onto there. But we do need this building to come out far enough. And based off the dimensions I've been doing so far, I might have it come out to, like, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll have it come out 33, because that will make a lot of sense. Now what I have to do is come down here. I'm going to get the basics of this laid out. I know I just counted to 33 in the microphone, but it's okay. So what I'm going to do off camera, so you don't have to deal with me counting the whole time, is I will... cough in your face, apparently. I will do all the floor plans and get it all taken care of, and I will be right back. And once again, we have returned from a long session of building. So one thing I do want to point out, because I don't think I made this as obvious as I should have in the beginning of this series, is there are outside of the shaders mod, which I'm going back to the daylight because it's beautiful. Outside of the shaders mod, there is not a single modification I have put in this game. It's as vanilla as it gets outside of aesthetics. So every single block you see here has been placed by hand. That's right. Absolutely amazing. But it's taken so much time. So you guys, at this point in the recording, have probably only seen about 10 minutes, but I've been at it for about an hour. So I just want you guys to keep that in mind as I continue to build things. I'm dedicated. That's right. I'm dedicated. Also, in the back of this building, and I know it's not going to be quite this stark. There's going to be a wall here and things like that we'll probably figure out here in just a minute. It'll probably be the end stone blocks as well, just like everything else. But we have a small little kind of swimming area, and it's got some trees and things like that. And I don't want to do the detailing now because, like I said, I want to get the main thing of the building taken care of. But I love the water in this game so much. So unbelievably much. It's so beautiful. And so you guys are going to witness me filling the swimming pool for the first time. That's right. I'm going to make it beautiful. And I'm going to do my best to try to make sure that everything gets filled so that it's not like flowing water. You know what I mean? Just make it beautiful. Make the dreams happen, I guess. I just love how the shaders mod makes this water work. Now, one thing I didn't think about is the fact... Oh, I forgot about this even being a thing. Oh, this little gap here. I gotta figure out how to fill it with what. I'm just gonna have to surround it. Oh, what a pain in my gluteus maximus. So I'm gonna have to do this first, guys. It's gonna be great. Join me on this adventure, on this great adventure of learning that everything I loved takes too much time. All right, it's not that bad, but it's still silly. I wish it would just autofill. Oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. There we go. Get rid of that block. And we're looking decent in the middle. I think we can work with it from here. I think it'll autofill. If I'm correct. If I have placed everything in every spot, it should autofill. Yes! Yes! Look at it! Look at the beautiful water. And I decided to do the polished diorite on the bottom because it looks kind of swimming pool-esque. I don't know. It looks like something you would see in a actual swimming pool. And then you have the brickstone border, or the stone brick border, however you want to say the things. And it is what it is. And then we have mossy cobblestone. Now I'm going to replace a lot of this mossy cobblestone in the future, but for the time being, I wanted to keep it the same block just because it was going to be faster to fill, and we are definitely using some of that. Now, what we need to figure out is the border for the rest of the building. Now, I know there's a lot of things going on the inside here. And so the pillar goes up to here. So these pillars are going to need to be filled all the way up to this section. And so are these walls, because you have that first story and everything else is kind of based around that first story. So without further ado, I think what we're going to do is we're going to fill this in, bring all these walls up to the same height here, and I'm actually going to put the back wall to that same exact height out this way. That's right, out this way. That way we can get a basic structure. So I will see you guys when I fill yet another thing in with glory. Okay? All right. See you then. Okay, friends. So I decided to take... Oh, wow. That's real awkward. Weather just doesn't like me. So I decided to take you on the last journey of building, just to prove, one, that I'm doing it all by hand. I'm not actually just yanking your chain. But two, it's got to bring into light a couple things. Like, first thing, it once again throws me back to the days when I used to just spend hours playing Minecraft with my friends. I would always try to pick the most ambitious project out there. Hey guys, I want to build a castle, or I want to build a giant boat, or I want to build a creepy mansion, or I want to build a giant statue in the likeness of myself, or whatever it happens to be. And they'd always rebuttal with, Devin, you know that's way too ambitious, man. Like, that's gonna take so long. Like, nah. No, it's not going to be that bad. It can't be that bad. It's just a giant mansion. What could take so long about building a giant mansion? And that brings us to today's scenario. That's right. I've been working probably hours, at this point, hours off camera. And you guys haven't seen any of it because it's boring. It's just, I'm literally been doing exactly what you guys see right now for like the last hour because it takes so long to build all this stuff up. And yes, I know back in the vanilla days and now especially, there are mods out there that can help you really do this, but it just feels cheap. It kind of cheapens up the experience. Like, anybody can throw down a mod and just continue to place blocks and delete them and then replace them until they like them. But my hope is that as I'm doing this, first and foremost, it'll help me really keep in mind just what it's going to look like once everything's done without having to be able to get that necessarily like visual, I guess, repetition or representation. You know, it kind of helps boost creativity when you're able to just envision it and then bring it to life without having to do trial and error. And I don't know, it's just so much more rewarding. You know, like back when I used to play with my friends, like we would spend weeks like on a giant building or a giant structure. And at the end of the week or the end of the 2 weeks or 3 weeks or however long it took, you got to sit back, look at your creation, and you got to show it off to your friends and say, hey, like, I did this without a mod. I did this all by hand. It was all mine. And in some cases, some of those creations were in survival mode. So they weren't even in creative like I am now, where you can fall and not die, or where you have unlimited blocks and you don't have to hunt and gather and things like that. So it just really harkens me back to the days where, you know, I was able to do stuff like that on survival because it's just so much fun. It's so much rewarding. It's just, it feels good. It feels real good. I liked it. But, yeah, we're almost done with today's portion of this build because, frankly, I can't spend half the day, you know, building all this stuff. And I know that's why people get the mods, is because they just don't have the same time that they used to. But I play Minecraft because it relaxes me, you know, like the monotony of being able to just sit here and place these blocks just allows me to kind of zone out some of the things of the day and just really just focus on something that's creative, which is ultimately like my goal. I want to be creative, be able to use that creativity and be able to inspire people to do that same type of thing with their creativity. And ultimately what that does is that gives us an environment or a world or a culture where everybody's spurring each other on, you know, making new cool things. And instead of the idea of sensationalism, you know, what's the next biggest thing? I'm waiting for it. Maybe you're the person to create it, you know, maybe you're the person to come out with it and be able to build it, not because you want to create the next biggest thing, but because you just enjoy what you're doing. You find peace, you find rest, you find relaxation. I don't know. It's good. It's good. Sometimes you just need to take a step back and do that kind of thing. And we are so unbelievably close, guys. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Clap for me. Clap for me. That's right. The first floor is almost complete. And by first floor, I mean just the wall. The walls! Oh, man. And we, are done right now, friends. Look at it. Look at it. Just, I did all this by hand. It feels so unbelievably rewarding to be able to do that and to be able to say that I've done that by hand. I don't know. It's just fun. Ultimately, creating things is fun, and that's why I enjoy it. But let's kind of give you guys a quick little tour. So obviously this first portion is strictly structure based. And so we're going to have probably, I don't know, a room here, secondary room, and there's a, oh, get out of here, Rain. I'm sick of your poopy nature, okay? And we have room here, probably a room there, maybe some kitchens, things like that. And then we have like a washroom that has a staircase upstairs. So you have come out here into the washroom, and I'm thinking about mirroring that as well. So like his, hers, boys, girls, like restrooms. So you have one over here, one over there. And on this side, the difference is going to be is they'll have like the rest shower room and things like that. But they're also, I want to put like a, maybe like a library potentially, as well as like a waiting room or things like that. And then we could also, I don't know how we wanted to make it look, but we'll make it look like that. And you come down here, and then I'm going to fill this out with some grass and trees and pretty flowers and things like that eventually. We have like a small little swimming pool area with a little baby swimming pool. I might elongate this in the future. I'm not sure. Maybe, yeah. Maybe extend it like 3 or 4 blocks out this way so it's a little nicer looking of a pool. But, you know, it is what it is. We'll get there when we get there. But that's going to do it for today's episode of the Minecraft building series, where we are building a giant fantasy structure inspired very, very heavily by one of my favorite things that I will not reveal yet because I want you guys to continue guessing in the comment section down below. What do you guys think it is? I'm hoping in this next episode what we'll do is we'll try to fill out some of these small areas, but ultimately what I want to do is put a roof on this bad boy. Get the roof squared away, get the roof taken care of, and then what we can do is from there we can start building the structure up and up and up and up, and hopefully be able to get all the exterior done within a next episode or two at the most. But thank you guys for liking, commenting, and subscribing, as well as hitting that bell notification icon, because otherwise you make me sad, okay? I like the ringy-ding-dingy-dings. Also, we're getting closer and closer and closer. As of the recording of this video, I think we're at 23 subscribers. Yay, thank you guys. Also, we gotta hit that 100. Hit that 100 barrier, and one of you lucky people is gonna be getting a $50 gift card. I don't remember if we decided where to yet, but we'll get that taken care of when we get there. But thank you guys for joining me in today's episode. I love you guys, and we will see you next time. Toodles!